Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part two of this tutorial in which we are creating a Python project of a card game. So the name of the card game actually is called Devour All Card Game, and in this tutorial, and the next one will coming, we're actually working on functions. So we're going to do work on different kinds of functions, and depending on the features that they will have. So the first function we're going to work on is the first of all, we have to comment first round of the game. The first function that we're going to work on is called instructions. We really need to display the instructions of the game because that is the first function that will be displayed. So, in instructions on how to play the game. So all we need is just to print the instructions. Since the instructions are long and so many, you cannot just say print instruction, then all you have to do is just write them in one line. So this is how you write your instructions in one line. Yes. Hello and welcome to Devour All Card Game. Devour All is a game played by a minimum of two. Actually, the minimum is 2, but the maximum here I'm going to use 4 players. You can even add more players if you want. Of 2 rounds of play. 2 rounds of play. So in the first round, player picks a random card from the deck and throw it on the table. If the card thrown on the table has same rank as the tabletop card, for example. I need to also give an example of how a card might have. They're both hearts if they both have hearts, diamond, spade, or clubs. The player is forced to devour all the cards on the table. All the cards on the table. The process will continue. Process will continue until all the cards in the egg are finished. If any player does not have any cards in hand, then they will be declared as a winner in the second round of play. If any player have cards in hand, then they will continue to play game from the cards in hand. Each player should pick a card from his slash her hand and throw it on the table. Here, if the card on table, if the card on table is the same rank as the table top card, then the player is forced to devour cards. The game will continue until only one player is left. With cards and then that player will be declared the loser. So hope you enjoy playing. So that's it for instructions. Now let's try to run our code and see if they display very well. Let's call our instruction function. Instructions. Okay, let's run it and see if it works. Oh, I didn't type it quite well. Instructions. Instructions. Okay, let's run it. Wow, it works perfectly. Hello and welcome to the Devour card game. Devour is a game played by a minimum of 2 to 4 players. The game consists of 2 rounds of playing. I didn't type well, it's supposed to be 2 rounds. 2 rounds. 2 rounds of play. Yes. In the first round, each player picks a random card from the deck and throws it on the table. If the card thrown on the table has the same rank as the tabletop card, for example, if they both have hearts, diamonds, spade, or club, the player is forced to devour all the cards on the table. The process will continue until all the cards on the table. The process will continue until all the cards on the table are finished. If any player does not have any cards in hand, then they will be declared as a winner. In the second round of play, if any player have cards in hand, then they will continue to play. Player has cards, they will continue to play the game from the cards in hand. Each player should pick a card from his or her hand and throw it on the table. If the card thrown on the table, the card, if the card thrown on the table is the same rank as the tabletop card, then the player is forced to devour all the cards. The game will continue until one player is left with cards in hand, and the player will be declared the loser. Hope you enjoyed. Let's try it again since we may fix the mistakes. On the table, yes. Process will continue until the cards here. It works perfectly. So that is our first function that we created. Another function that we're going to create, also need a couple of functions. Another one is define game level, because in this game we're going to have different levels of play. Then we're also going to say define create players. Also need to create players class, and then we also need another function. Also need to display players that are going to be in the game. Display, define, display. Okay. We'll also add more functions as we go. So we're dealing with a few functions at a time, creating them, right? So in this function, game level, we're going to ask the player what level they want to play, and then this function will return the value of the game level. So first of all, ask the player play. They want to play. That's it. And then print our space. And then level equals to input. First of all, we need input. Then please pick game level between 1 and 6. So that's all the game level that we need, level 1 to 6. So I'm going to create, in this game I planned to create level 1 to 6. So in each level I'm going to show you how to code it in different ways so that they'll go with each level. So now let's say our player enters a 7, but we want a range of values between 1 and 6. So we're going to create a while loop in which if a player while level not in range between 1 and 7, but not including 7. So want our level. If he enters A7, 8, and so on, the function will continue asking, please enter a level, game level that you want to play. So to keep on asking, so all we need is just copy this, and then we paste it, so the loop will enter if a player enters an invalid value. Print. After that, well done. Play equal all level. Then we're going to print prepare yourself. This computer kind of has an attitude. Kind of has an attitude. Then we need to remove this pass. Then we need to return level. Return level. Now that so let's test it out and see if it works. Game level. We're just testing, guys, and we'll see. As time goes on, we're going to improve on our game because we're just name game. Oh, I didn't type it quite well. Seems I'm always having those kind of problems. Okay, let me just put it inside a variable, and then we're going to test if it does return that level. Okay, print level. Let's run it. Yes, please pick a game level between, let me pick 0. Then you see it will keep on asking me to pick a number 10, number 7, 1. So I'm going to pick level 1. So you see, well done, you by default level 1. Prepare yourself human. And then this one was returned as a level. So it means our game level function is working quite well. So next we're going to work on creating players. So in order for us to create players, we're going to create it from the class module that we So in order for us to create our players, we have to import our class module. So importing our class. Oh, I think I better type it on top of creating players, because here on top of creating players, import class module. It has classes for creating players. Just copy that, Control C, and then paste it inside. Then say creating players for the game. Yes. Then first of all, there import class module for creating. Okay. Then we say from class module import hand. Here I didn't type it quite well, it was underscore. I'm going to import hand, then we're going to import deck. So these are our two classes that we need to use, hand and deck. The card class will be called on by deck. Okay. So here we're going to create our table. Table equals to hand, then we're going to give it a name, table. Then we need to create our deck, and then we'll call deck 1 equals to deck. Then we're going to give it a name, deck. Then we're going to create our player 1. Actually, our player 1 is the human. So in order for us to create our player 1, we also need to get a name from the person. So input please enter your name. Yes. So take a name from the player, put inside name variable, then say, then we throw it inside our name function. Then we're going to create player 2. Our player 2 is going to be the computer, so we just give him any name that we think of. This one I'm going to give him Nelson, and then player 3, I'm going to give him going to call him David. Then our player 4 and the last player we're going to use in this game is equals to hand same. So then we're going to return all those. We're going to first return table, deck on, player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4. So we've retained all of those players. So now let's try to run it and see if our function works well. So here I'm going to create a player, then print, I'm going to say print, just going to test our creating players function, print creating players. Okay, then we're going to catch them, going to say table, take 1, player 1, player 4 equals to create players. So we want to find out if our function works well. Then in order for us to know if our function worked well, we're going to use this. Let's say print. Before we print, we need to say deck one dot populate, then print deck one, and we say print space, then we type print wait take one dot shuffle. We're going to shuffle our cards and we're going to print our cards. One. Then after that, we need to print our players by name and say print there one dot name, print player two dot name. Just want to make sure that our players player we created well. Print player 3 dot name. Print here 4 dot name up. Then also want to print our table. Print table dot name. Actually, we haven't given our cards to our players in our table, so just want to check on it. If I'm about to run this program, it is going to crash, right? And then I'm going to explain to you after it crashes why the reason it crashes. So we're going to play, and you notice that it's not going to run, it's going to crash. Pick a level 8, it's going to ask me again, then I'm going to play level 1. Oh, it crashed. Function object is not iterable. As you can see, function object is not iterable. Oh, I didn't put parentheses, Now we run it again. Level 1 square. No module name class module. So this is the reason why I told you that it's going to crash. It says from class module import and then. So it says there is no such module. The reason being, this round 1 module is trying to import class module, but it cannot find it inside its own directory. So this is what we're going to do in order for it to work well. We go to our class module, then go inside, then you go inside our folder. This is the class module that we want. Then we're going to say copy, and then we're going to paste it inside our round 1 module in which you are currently running. Then we're going to paste it right here. Yes. Then we're going to run our program again. This time it should work. This time it should work quite well. Okay, level 1. Yes, it worked. I was right. I was correct. Please enter your name. Oh, I think I did kind of create a problem because for class module on the previous game still needs to be edited to remove, because last video I forgot to remove those tests I was doing in the class module, so we need to remove those. So it does work quite well. Creating players, did deck 1, did create and then shuffle, and then did work. Actually, these are players. everyone knows on the same table. So it means it works quite well. Now we need to edit our class module. Yeah, we edited it later. Now that we've created our functions, now we're going to create our display function. The display function just displays our deck, and then it does all this work for us. So display, what it means is a table, deck 1, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. So that is what it does. It needs to display all the stuff. Then we're going to say deck 1 populate, and say print, yes, and then say print deck before shuffling the cards. Let's say print deck 1 dot name tape, then deck 1, then say print, and say deck 1 dot shuffle out, then print, then also print deck after shuffling the cards, and say print deck name, okay. That's it. Then we're going to print our players. Print printer line, then print cards to be picked from the tape, from the deck, and thrown on the table. And you print, and I should stop doing that, you know? Just do it like this. Stop doing that, you know? And put there. Yes, that's quite well. Then we're going to print players. Print and player one dot name player one dot name. Going to paste this, copy, then paste, then paste it again, then paste it again. So player one, I'm going to say player two, player three, and player four. And this one, new line. Okay. Then print. You will play as player one dot name. Yes. So I think that's it. Okay. Now that we've created our players, now we need to run the display. So now we don't need all this print deck 1, deck 2 and stuff. So all we need to do is just call the display function and pass it table and stuff. So that function will do all the work for us. So what we need to say is display. Let me say pass it table, take one player, two player, three player, four. So table take one player, two player, three player, four. So let's run it. Creating players into a name. God, you play as Edward. Wow, this is actually fun. It did create all the players the way we wanted it to create. So Edward Nelson David, and then says you play as Edward. So which means we're quite in the right track. We're quite in the right track. So our next function that we're going to work on, since create players function it works, display function works. Our next function that we're going to work on is the define human because we're in round one, so we need human. So pass it table deck one, because we're going to take a card from deck one. Then we're going to play as human. Human is player one actually. That is the only human in this game. And then on comment human 22. Oof. So how is the human move going to play? It's quite complicated actually, because I took a long time to plan this move. So first we need the position equals to take one dot size minus one. So print line, print player one dot name. I need to ask him by name. Please pick a card pose. we're going to pick a card by position, actually card position between 0 and post, because we need the maximum position of the deck, and then we asking, oh please pick a card between this position and this position. Okay, and card equals to int, then we input pick a number, please, and print new line, then print player name, you pick a card 8 position card, then take one, give, take. So after we picked a card number, we have a number, then we're going to take a card from that card position from the deck and give it to the player. So dot deck one dot give deck one dot cards that card, because it is a number, to player, to our player, and player card equals to player one dot. So our player is a card. Now you pick the card. Now we want to take that card and throw it inside table, but still we also need to compare those cards, because this card might have same module as our card on table. So we're going to say player card equals to player one dot card. Then we say table card equals to table dot card. So we want a card on top of the table, and we also want this card, which is in player's head, before we throw it. So now we're going to compare those two cards, because if they are the same rank, the player has to devour them. If they're not, then the player has to throw the card on the table. So if not, table dot is empty, because we need to check if the table is empty. If it is, then we're just wasting our time. If player card one, if player, then our rank is at -1, right? We're trying to compare equals to table card -1, then a new line, and then print player one name picked player card, right? And it has same rank as table card, right? It's going to tell you that, oh, card you picked at the same end will devour. Okay. Then we also need a line. Then we're going to for after it has checked, sees that oh, you picked the card that is the same rank as the card on table. So now you're gonna have to devour them out. So for I in range length of table dot cards, because we need a range table dot cards of table cards. Now you need to devour the cards table dot give table dot cards position 0 all the cards. So giving him the loop, pushing inside the loop, and this loop is going to devour all the cards. So let's say the cards are not the same, right? Then we're just gonna throw the card on the table here. The ranks are not the same, then the player is going to throw the card dot give player 1 dot cards position 0 to table, because we checked and saw that all the way. So you only enter this if the table is not empty. But let's say we check if not table, let's say the table is not empty, but still that player has to throw the card on table. Player 1 dot give player 1 dot cards to the table, because actually the player only has one card in hand. And then we also need to check print deck one name deck one. The new line, and we're going to print table dot name table, and then we're going to print player 1 dot name player 1. It's a new line. Okay, now let's see. Let's run our code, and then we're going to parse our player 1. Then say human move. We want to test a function. Then say table deck 1, then player 1. So we're going to run it. Let's just hope there isn't Europe. Okay, please pick a card position between 0 and 55. Okay, let me pick a card. I'm going to pick a card, this card 2H, which is position 0. Oh, you see, I picked a card and threw it on the table. So the table has that card 2H. But let me print. Let's print the card before they are thrown on the table. Okay. Let's just show the cards before they are thrown on the table. Just want to see this one before the cards are thrown on the table. Just need to copy and paste. Where is he? Where does he throw the card on the table? There. This is where the cards before they are thrown on the table. So control and paste. So I'm gonna say print card before thrown on the table. Okay. I'll run it. Just wanna play one. Players. Enter a name. Edward. Okay. Going to pick a card at 9H. Here, pick the card 9S, and then we throw it on the table 9S. So now, we want to test if it will devour all of the cards. So we're going to put this human move inside a loop. Let's just say true because we're just testing it, right? While true, and keep on calling that loop. Run it. We're just testing it. While loop is not the one actually we're going to use, but we're going to give it a condition. Please enter your name, Edward. Okay, please Edward. Then I'm going to pick a card at position 0. Pick the card, yes. And I'm going to pick a card at position 0 again because I wanted to devour all those cards on table. So it is same rank D and D. So I'm going to pick a card at position 0. Wow, you see? Edward, you picked a card at position 0. Card before throwing on the table. Edward picked the AD and it has same rank as 1 of diamond and will devour all. So as you can see, seems our game works. So we're going to pick a card again, 7C, and we're going to throw it on the table. Go 0, throw it. Going to pick a card at position 1 and then we throw it. Keeps on picking, position 0, we throw it. So as you can see, the cards will continue being taken and thrown on the table. Oh, AD, I picked on C. Which card did I pick? Which one? Pick the card. Deck. Okay, I'm going to pick 5H. And then, oh, it seems I'm picking a card and throwing the other card. Because I picked 5H. I was supposed to throw 5H on the table, but it's throwing the card at position 0. So let's. Okay. I'm supposed to pick a card at position 0. I'm supposed to pick a card at position 1 because that is the card. Negative 1. That is the card that we picked last, right? Leon.keyframe. Alright. So, oh, sorry. Okay, position 0. Okay. 8H we threw it, then pick a position 0. Throw it again. C, position 0. And I want to throw a card that is same rank as this one. So 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick a card position 3 because I want to devour all. Wow, it works, devours all because it says 3C and Jack of clubs and same rank. So now I'm going to pick a card and throw it 1D. So I want to throw 1D on the table. Oh, now it works. Now it works. Now it works. Pick the card 1D and throw it on the table. Pick another card. Pick another card. Okay, now it works perfectly. The card we pick up is the card we're throwing down. So next, for now guys, on this part 2 of this tutorial, that's it for now, because so far we've created some functions. The next time we're going to look at other functions that are needed in this game. So far we've created good functions. It's quite going well. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and I hope you can also leave a comment. Thank you.